The Scholastic Ball Report is sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.
Hi, this is Gary Ball of the Scholastic Ball Report. We've got a great show for you this week. We have a feature from WKYT around the state of Kentucky on a great athlete. The Crown Trophy Scholar Athletes of the Week are from the LCA cheerleading squad. The Roberts Insurance Team of the Week, Corbin Redhounds. What a football team they have, #1 in the state. From Nicholasville, we head down to Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. UK Sports Medicine and Healthcare, Peter Gray is in to talk to us about injuries and how you can get back from those injuries. We know what you want. You want the best highlights in the state of Kentucky. We've got them with Game Time. Brian Milam, Lee K. Howard.
It is the 5th Football Friday of the season. WKYT High School Game Time. Brian Milam, Alex Walker. We begin with arguably the best football rivalry over the past several years or so.
Yeah, you know it as the Holy War. It's a fun time. The last 2 years has had a deluge of drama. Last season, LCA won with an Andrew Dobbs walk-off 37-yard field goal. Then, in 2019, LCA rallied to win on a touchdown and two-point conversion with less than a minute to go. Catholic then missed a 33-yard field goal at the Horn.
Catholic dominated 2018. Here's Paul Raines, honored for the 2009 state title, LCA's only state crown so far. Eagles up 21-0. Drew Nevis goes to the X Factor. Xavier Brown does the rest, sticks a foot in the ground, and he's gone. 29 yards, 28-0. Lexington Christian. The Eagles defense was awesome. Jack Goman up top, Parker Cheney. Give me the rock, baby. That's an interception. LCA would go down and score again. Catholic finally gets on the board to the third. Goman, the Utah pass to Jack Monday, scores from 7 yards out. LCA, emphatic win, remains unbeaten 43-7.
Statement win. Now, coming off its first region title since 2003, Dunbar has lost 3 straight since opening with that 41-point rout of Breathitt County. Now, Scott County's 1-2 through its first 3 games. That hasn't happened in 11 years. Who would bounce back tonight? The answer, Scott County, because they had Steve Moss's granddaughter, Atlee Harper Meadows, cheering on the Cardinals. She did a great job. Opening drive for Scott County, it's Montego Jones. Skirt! Ooh, 10 carries, 100 yards. Let's do some math. 10 yards a carry. Productive. That results in this. Andrew Hickey, he's going to let that red heat offensive line just push him into the end zone. That puts the Cards in front 7-0. Then after a fumble recovery, it is Brian's favorite noise. It's loud, too. I can barely hear. That's Montego Jones. Touchdown. He's a load. The Cards outrush the Dogs 344-73 and post a shutout 55-0. I can't count that.
I don't know how many times I've watched that catch on video over and over.
Yeah, for sure. That was an amazing catch.
That's NFL type of skill.
By the time I got home, it's on Sports Center and my phone's blowing up.
Yeah, I've watched it over 100 times. I just can't stop watching it. Like, it's crazy. I didn't know it was that crazy when I first, did it.
All Zachary Kelly did was turn in the most spectacular catch of his life, the kind of catch any player dreams of. And like Coach Bowling said, it was ESPN's top play last Friday.
I really didn't think I would overthrow it because I know how he can get up and stuff. So I just put it right there where he can go up and get it.
He put it in the perfect spot, in my opinion. Well, at first I didn't even know I caught it. It just kind of stuck to my hand. I didn't know if I got my foot in or anything. But when it came out, like I said, I knew it was high. I was gonna have to make a great play to get it regardless.
Kelly has made a knack of highlight reel grabs. Against Henry Clay, this TD was special. Teammate Caleb Perry had a one-handed snag in the same game against the Blue Devils, but the degree of difficulty on Kelly's outdid Perry's.
When I caught that one at the game, he was freaking out, and then when he caught that, I was freaking out just as much,
That catch, which has caught national attention, has made Kelly an overnight celebrity. to a degree.
So many people ask me if I'm the guy who caught that pass, like walking through school. There was a festival in Georgetown, walking through there, a lot of people talked to me about it.
Watching it from your all's footage, and then watching on our film footage from the end zone cam to the sideline cam, and just seeing it live, just have to keep watching it. And just amazing ability that Zakari showed on that catch, and obviously it was great.
Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report. William Warfield here with you, the king of stream, and we are here with two great Lexington Christian Academy cheerleaders. We got Claire and Katie with a K. And ladies, you all do so well out here, in front of these crowds, cheering on the Eagles. But, talk to us about not only the importance of doing that and doing it at a great level like you do here with LCA, but also the importance of doing great in the classroom.
Well, academics and athletics are equally important at LCA. They always make sure that you have to have good grades to be on the floor, but they also encourage academics within your athletics. Like sometimes they'll announce, like we get a GPA award at the end of the year.
Yeah, so we know it's high marks over here at LCA. You come here and, you're held to a certain level. It's not like some of the other places that you may attend. You have to be on that certain level here at LCA. Talk to us about being on such a high level academically, and then also, history-wise with LCA. I mean, in 2019, a national championship here for LCA.
Well, cheer gives you such a great motivation for having such a high grade. It motivates you to do so much better in school, and even when you're having a rough day and sometimes you may not make the best grades, you come into cheer and you just want to keep doing better. And speaking of our 2019 national championship, we're hoping to win another this year.
That's right. History, we talked about 2019, but sounds like in 2020 you were third runners up, and then also a runner up in the world or something like that.
We were third in the nation and third at the school world championships.
That's pretty big time. Now, talk to us about your head coach and what she means to you all.
Our head coach is Brittany Bailey, and she honestly motivates us so much. She always preaches that we need to be the very best that we can be. She comes in every day and tells us how much she believes in us and how she loves to be here, even though she's very busy. But honestly, it's the encouragement that really sets her apart.
That's big time. What about you, Katie? When you talk about, cheering for a historic program like Lexington Christian Academy with all the great teams that you got to cheer for here, because athletics is pretty good here, as you know. Football is top notch here, as everybody knows. Being out there, what sets that apart from maybe going anywhere else, being here at LCA and being able to root for the teams you do here?
Well, I've been to 9 different schools, and this is probably the best school I've been to, cheering for, and just the motivation. Again, everyone brings you, and they're such enthusiastic from all the students, and we get to be here and just enjoy our time here, whether it's out on the field, in the floor, or even in our classrooms with our classmates.
Hey, I tell you what, she said 9 different schools, so she certainly is the right one to ask, no doubt about that. But we are super proud here on the Scholastic Ball Report to have these 2 young ladies as our Crown Trophy Scholar athletes.
Hello and welcome back to the Scholastic Ball Report, our Roberts Insurance Team of the Week. Our Roberts Insurance Team of the Week, Corbin High School, the Red Hounds, and Coach Tom Greer. We have Coach Greer here with us, three of his outstanding players. Coach, it looks like Corbin's off to a great start this year, ranked number 1. What would you say? Talk to us about your schedule and the season so far.
Well, we are off to a good start. When we started to fix our schedule back in January, we want to get some competition, good competition, and so we opened our season with Christ School out of North Carolina. They were the defending private school state champions in North Carolina, and so we opened up with them and had a good win in our Pigskin Classic, 35-14. And then our next game we played our our county rival in Whitley County, and had a good showing there. Then we played a really good football team out of Frankfort in Franklin County, and they came in with a really good football team, and it was a war. I mean, we got after each other, and they've got a really nice football team. And then this past week went to Pulaski County. This week we've got the Briar Jumpers out of Somerset. That's you know, you look at their schedule, you may not think they can play, but now they play some good folks. You play Beechwood and you play Painesville, and those folks, you're playing good competition. So we'll have our hands full this week.
What are your goals you set for your team so far this season?
Well, our goal is that we want to make sure that every Friday night we go out and we compete at a high level. We don't look down the road. We really stay focused and on our opponent for Friday night, and try to not get too far ahead. And but our goals is to just go out and compete every week. And we don't set goals, Gary, of saying, hey, we want to be district champs, region champs, or state champs. What we talk about in our football program, Gary, we talk about being a champion every day, whether classroom, on the athletic field, wherever you're at. We talk about being focused where your feet's at, and that's what we talk to our players about, being champions all the time and every day.
You brought three great players with us in the show this week. Tell us about each one and what position they play there, Corbin.
Well, the young man beside me is Ethan Goforth. Ethan is a 3-year starter for us at offensive tackle. Ethan, he leads our guys up front offensively. And, in football, whether it's high school or college or NFL, you better be good up front. And
That's right.
he leads our offensive line. And we feel like we've got a good offensive line. We've got some guys up there that are really good players, but Ethan Goforth, the young man sitting in the middle, Travion Longmire. And a lot of folks in the state will know Travion, and folks across the country. Travion has committed to the University of Kentucky, plays wide receiver, defensive back for us, 4-year starter. And, Travion's a weapon for us. We try to get the football to him in space. And the thing we talk about as coaches, Gary, that, Travion, when you look at him on stats, he's had 1 interception. Last year, teams threw his direction to his side of the field 5 times all last year. So, he plays a shutdown corner and does a great job defensively at secondary. And then the other young man on the other end is Braden Reynolds. Braden, pound for pound, is our strongest football player. Set our school record on bench press at 420. And Brandon plays defensive tackle for us. And again, you better be good up front, offensive line and defensive line, and he anchors our defensive line for us.
Braden, let's talk about that. The offensive defensive line at Corbin, it's really strong. And I talked to a coach earlier this week. He said it's one of the strengths of your football team.
Yes, sir. I think the focus we have in the weight room and the intensity we go at the weights with benefits us on the field.
Travion, I remember you as an 8th grader. We did the middle school championships at Bryan Station, and you kind of shone on that day too. I kind of figured you were going to be a good high school player, and you turned out to be better than we thought. You're going to UK. How about that decision with you made it easy and makes you the player you are, because you're outstanding?
The decision on that was based off, family thing, and where I was going. It was based on, communication with other college coaches, and I wanted to go to a place that was like that I thought was home, and Kentucky felt like home.
Seth, you're an outstanding tackle. You've been playing for 3 years, 3-year starter there. How would you say anchoring that offense, defensive line has helped you be the player you are?
Really just being told all the time to step up, and that our O-line and D-line leads us on game days. It's kind of a wake-up call. It means you got to step up in the weight room every day at practice, especially on Friday nights.
Well, Tom, I can see you got a great group of young men there. This is the three of them. That's a great example of your team. You really have a good team concept there, Corbin. It's really shown in the games. Well, Coach Greer, thank you for being with us on the Scholastic Ball Report. That's Robert's Team of the Week, and we thank them for coming in on the segment. We'll be right back with more on the Scholastic Ball Report.
Time for your Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week. It comes from Versailles, Woodford County and Franklin County. That's Caden Mormon, a special teams touchdown for the second consecutive week. Number 10 to the house for 6. This kid is being recruited heavily by Kentucky in a number of Power 5 schools. You can see why, but it's Woodford County coming out on top 24-21. They are 5-0, and that's your Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the Week.
Welcome back into the Scholastic Ball Report. Today we have Peter Gray from UK Sports Medicine. He's right on the athletic training facility over at Henry Clay High School. Welcome in, Peter.
Thanks for having me. It's good to be back. That's for sure.
That's great. I know there's lots going on every high school campus this time of the year. So today we're going to talk a little bit about sports injuries and how an athletic trainer can really help on the field or the court at a particular school. So my first question would be, what is the first thing an athlete should do if they were to get injured?
Yeah, so the first thing an athlete should do is definitely report it to their athletic trainer. So if it's a small injury, an athletic trainer can help treat that, recognize when an athlete needs to be referred to a sports medicine physician, and that's going to get them on their best course to return safely to the playing field.
So another question I have is, at a high school facility, what type of equipment does an athletic trainer use at a sports event or activity, typically?
Yeah, so we're going to have a lot of emergency equipment on the sidelines, like an AED, vacuum splints, or some sort of splinting material for fractures. We're going to have crutches. Then we're going to have kind of our kit that's going to be full of different types of tapes and padding and adhesives and all this other stuff that's going to help with all the injuries that an athlete can have during a game. Along with that, we'll have gone over the emergency action plan, and we'll have staff around and different resources that we can use like that.
And in your mind, and you're an athletic trainer, so do you feel like that an athletic trainer generally at a school, I know there was a lot of discussion on this years ago, to have an athletic trainer at every single high school, can get a player or a participant back into action quicker?
Yeah, I might be a little biased because I am an athletic trainer, but I'll tell you why I think yes. One, an athletic trainer being there, and I've seen before where players don't really know what's going on, parents don't know what's going on as far as injuries go, and coaches as well. An athletic trainer is there and can recognize an injury and can either start treating the injury, make modifications to their play so that they can progress back or continue to play safely, or refer them to the proper resource. Like for me at UK Sports Medicine, I can refer them and they can get in to be seen by a doctor the next morning with our walk-in clinic. And we're going to get x-rays and have access to MRIs. And these kids will get back quicker just based on the timeline that we recognize injuries and we get them back to the field.
That walk-in clinic is like fantastic. And I'm glad you brought that into the mix there on our discussion, because that is a huge asset to high school sports and high school participants. So that's Peter Gray from UK Sports Medicine at Henry Clay High School today, keeping us healthy and safe in all high school sports events.
Corbin and Somerset meeting up for the 72nd time, and the Red Hounds this year a heavy favorite.
Doubt.
We're going to start from the top. Jacob
Look at Tommy
Baker.
Greer. Here's my man TG. Just saying. All right, go ahead. Highlights.
Those Those red jerseys are nifty. Jacob Baker, 40 yards. It's good. Hounds up 3-0. The Jumpers can't get anything on their first drive, so Corbin gets the ball back. Cameron Combs scrambling, but he's taken down by a host of Rider Jumpers for the sack. Somerset, still nothing going, so it's Corbin ball again. The Hounds.
Oh,
Seth Huff. Hurdle you.
Hurdle me, hurdle you.
10-0, end of the first. Let's go to the second now. I wish we'd see some more hurdles. We don't. It's okay. Huff again. Another 6 points. All Red Hounds, 52-6.
Well, that's a show for this week. Join us next week for more high school sports. But let's thank our teammates on the Scholastic Ball Report. William Warfield, King of Stream. Joel Clace, our director. Bridget DeVries, our executive producer. Well, that's the Scholastic Ball Report for this week. Remember, as always, keep your eye on the Scholastic Ball Report.
The Scholastic Ball Report was sponsored by UK Sports Medicine and by Crown Trophy, Double Dogs, Mingy Beef Jerky, Prep Spin, P-Rats, Rafferty's, Roberts Insurance, Sutherland Chevrolet, and by Whitaker Bank.